If you're thinking about grabbing the AirPods 3, hold on just a second because I've got some truths you need to hear before you hit that buy button. These earbuds promise spatial audio and a magical listening experience, but here's what surprised me. The reality doesn't quite match the hype. Therefore, today I'm diving deep into the AirPods 3 to uncover all the problems lurking beneath that shiny Apple logo. You might love Apple, but that doesn't mean these are automatically the best choice for you. So, are the AirPods 3 really worth $198.64? Let's find out. First off, if you want truly immersive sound with spatial audio and dynamic head tracking, the AirPods 3 are designed to deliver just that. But here's the catch. The sound quality heavily depends on whether the earbuds fit your ears properly. If the ear tips don't match your ear canals or the headset isn't worn right, you lose the whole three-dimensional audio magic. That's a major design flaw for an Apple product since comfort and fit should be fundamentals, not afterthoughts. I've seen people fiddling endlessly trying to get a snug fit, and let me tell you, that gets old fast. Let's dig into why these fit issues matter so much. Unlike the AirPods Pro, the AirPods 3 don't come with multiple ear tip sizes. That's right, no silicone tips to customize your fit. Apple claims the contour design fits most ears comfortably, but spoiler alert, it doesn't fit everyone. If you have smaller or larger ear canals, you either get a loose fit that ruins sound isolation or a tight squeeze that's downright painful. It's like buying a one-size-fits-all shoe and realizing it gives you blisters within minutes. I once joked, maybe Apple expects all of us to have the same ears. Major plot twist, we don't. For people with unique ear shapes, this can be a complete deal breaker. But fit isn't the only problem here. Remember how Apple touts adaptive EQ that automatically tunes music to your ears? That sounds fantastic on paper, but in practice, it often feels inconsistent. When you switch audio sources or move around a lot, the sound surprisingly fluctuates. One moment you have clear mids and highs. The next, the bass disappears like Houdini. It's frustrating because Apple charges a premium expecting flawless performance, yet you're consciously adjusting volume or repairing devices more than you'd want. Adaptive EQ sounds like magic, but sometimes feels like a glitchy wizard. Now let's talk about battery life, because Apple claims up to 6 hours listening time per charge, and a total of 30 hours with the MagSafe charging case. Sounds impressive, right? However, many users, including yours truly, find that with spatial audio and dynamic tracking turned on, battery drains faster than advertised. This isn't surprising since those features are quite taxing. Imagine going for a jog and realizing halfway that your AirPods 3 have dropped to 10% battery despite a fresh charge. Not ideal, especially for fitness enthusiasts or commuters who rely on long battery life. So if longevity is a priority, these might leave you hanging. But here's a twist. Sweat and water resistance are a strong point for these earbuds. Apple engineered the AirPods 3 to withstand sweat and light rain, making them decent options for workouts compared to earlier generations. If you're someone who dreads sweaty earphones or splash damage, this feature will save you money on replacements. Plus, the force sensor controls mean you can skip tracks, answer calls, and activate Siri with a simple press. No need to awkwardly tap a tiny surface. But remember, those tiny controls took me a few tries before not fumbling felt natural. Practice makes perfect. Next, let's face the elephant in the room, the price. At nearly $200, the AirPods 3 aren't cheap by any means. Amazon ratings hover around 4.6 stars, which sounds solid, but reading the reviews tells a story riddled with mixed experiences. Some claim the sound quality is great and the features justify the cost, while others complain about frequent connectivity drops, inconsistent sound, and the fit nightmare we talked about. Buying AirPods 3 feels a bit like rolling the dice. You might end up with an excellent set or realize it's another expensive impulse purchase. Here's where the question gets more important. Who exactly are the AirPods 3 for? If you're deep in the Apple ecosystem, using an iPhone, iPad, or Apple TV, and crave effortless setup with automatic switching between devices, these earbuds shine. The magic of sharing audio between two sets of AirPods on your Apple devices is genuinely cool and well executed. Also, casual listeners who love crisp sound for podcasts or curated playlists might be happy campers here. But if you're an audiophile seeking rich bass or premium noise cancellation, these probably won't meet your expectations. They lack active noise cancellation, a glaring omission in this price bracket. Apple's own AirPods Pro cover that niche better. Okay, let me pause here and drop a little joke to brighten this audio adventure. Why do AirPods never get lost? Because they always Applewire themselves to your ears. Corny. Probably. True. Definitely. Speaking of ears, my neighbor once told me that these earbuds made his favorite songs sound like they're celebrating a party inside his head, until they ran out of battery mid-song. If sound disappearing mid-groove isn't annoying, I don't know what is. Back to the tech. The all-new contoured design is undeniably sleek and looks stylish, but it doesn't translate to comfort for extended wear for everyone. I personally found myself adjusting the fit multiple times during longer listening sessions, which took away from the immersive experience Apple promises. Plus, the in-ear detection occasionally misfired, pausing tracks even when the AirPods were firmly in place. These little glitches remind us that technology still has room for improvement, even from giants like Apple. Here's the good news. The effortless setup is genuinely effortless if you're an Apple user. Pairing with an iPhone was a breeze. One tap and I was connected. Switching between devices in the Apple ecosystem was seamless, allowing me to listen on my iPhone, then jump to Apple TV, no fumbling required. Siri integration is also smooth, letting you command hands-free for volume adjustments or track changes. For on-the-go multitaskers or Apple loyalists, this feature alone makes AirPods 3 feel like a premium, user-friendly gadget. Now, before the next mini promise, here's another joke. Why did the AirPods break up? Because they couldn't find the right connection. But seriously, connectivity issues were rare for me, though some users did experience occasional Bluetooth dropouts. If you're someone who moves a lot between rooms with interference, keep that in mind. So, what's the bottom line for the AirPods 3? They offer a blend of impressive spatial audio, decent battery life, and iconic Apple integration. But they stumble on fit, noise cancellation, and premium sound nuances. They're great if you love a lightweight, water-resistant design with easy Siri access and live in the Apple ecosystem. However, if sound quality, secure fit, or active noise cancellation are priorities, you might feel let down after that $198.64 investment. Here's a mini twist. Apple really packed in the sharing audio feature, which lets two people listen to the same audio simultaneously from one device. That's perfect for couples, friends, or families watching shows or listening to music together. It's a neat feature that adds fun value not found in many competitors, and its crisp audio here enhances the experience. So despite the problems, this little perk makes the AirPods 3 stand out. To wrap it all up on a positive note, these earbuds still embody Apple's commitment to style, convenience, and reasonable sound enhancement. For those who prioritize seamless device switching, sweat resistance, and good enough sound quality, the AirPods 3 deliver. Just remember, they're not flawless and, like any tech, best suited for specific needs and preferences. Think of them as Apple's middle child, not the ultimate pro but far from basic. If you love Apple tech and casual listening, these can absolutely enhance your audio life. So, if you're ready to jump into a reasonably priced, feature-packed Apple earbud experience with a few caveats, check out the latest price on Amazon in the description below. I've included the link for the best deal so you can get them without hunting around. Before I sign off, one last joke. What do you call a pair of AirPods that tell jokes? Wireless comedians, because their humor always connects. Thanks for watching. Hit like if this review helped you, and subscribe for more honest tech insights. Catch you in the next one.